What's going on, everyone? Goddrifter here, and welcome back to another Goddrifter Podcast. This is your host, the one and only Goddrifter247sun Productions. And today, today's gameplay is going to be of Car Mechanic Simulator. Um, so most likely, what's going to be today's topic? Um, so most so most likely, if you guys do not realize it by now, I'm gonna be talking about the um, Crew 2's agency update that's about to come out. I think it's supposed to come out today. I don't know. Um, I ain't gonna be doing another live stream tonight. Um, that's supposed to be about what it's supposed to be. Um, and not to mention, what's that called? Um, Not to mention, the other, um, my goodness. What's that called? Um, the constellation of two games that's supposed to be anticipated. And last but certainly not least, um, the games that are about to be going to the channel. Um, so, and not to mention, LS Player is getting a sequel. So, yeah. So in terms of the Crew 2's the agency update, um, it's actually it actually is kind of interesting that a lot of that they're adding a couple new cars. Some may not maybe a little bit more hidden than others. So for example, they're adding a Jaguar. I think it was a Jaguar. I think it was an XJ if I remember correctly. They're adding the Project 7. Um, and then they're adding the Bentley. Jeez, I forgot which one it was. It was the convertible. Excuse me, convertible concept car. But yeah. The only thing I'm hoping is that even that they're decently priced, even though like half the car prices doesn't make any sense in the Crew 2. Like for example, um, like a Fizz Camaro SS for 210 grand. The Crew 1's pricing was a little bit better, but that's just me. Um, if I had to predict the prices of all three cars, um, the classic Jag, I had to say it's gonna cost. It's gonna push back everyone more than I'd say 190 grand. What? I think yeah, 190 to at least 240 grand for the classic Jaguar E-Type. The Project 7, I can see that as a street car costing over 400 to 500 grand due to the fact that one kind of car it is. And then in terms of the Bentley, it's going to be the new most expensive Bentley. It's going to either cost around um, it's going to either cost around 700 or like like around 700k to 690k or 680k due to the fact that the most expensive car right now is the Dodge Challenger Demon. Either that or the Daxter, but I don't think I count that one as it as it as it does have a car. It does have car wheels. I just don't count it as well a car. It's a bike. maybe the most expensive bike in the world, but in terms of expensive car, they got a long way to go. But yeah, I believe it's supposed to come out either today or it says the 17th, so today is 13th, so yeah. The Crew 2 is gonna be in the channel for a little bit. The fact that literally it's gonna be me grinding the absolute mess out of the game just to get all the cars. Or I can actually just do what a normal person do and legit just go into a frenzy because who knows what will happen. Either way, it's actually is not that big of a deal. Um, yeah. For those that are still playing the Crew 2, this is probably the last day to actually complete the Hunt's premium rewards program thing. Um, because they're gonna start with a new one, and I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, half of the cars are gonna be buyable except for the special editions. Trust me, I wish I can say something different about this program, but I can't due to the fact that literally it will cost real money. Like no one doesn't want to buy a legit thing of legit legit a legit legit the most rip off. It's not. I'm not trying to say that it's a rip off per se, but it's more like you're forking your you invested more than what a couple of double digits. Um, yeah, it's like it's not like, you know, most people like, oh man, it's not fair for the consumer. I get it, they need to make money, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that you should actually abandon abandon ways to actually get um abandon ways to actually get crew credits. Now it is more than yeah, it's actually legit more than everything else. But in my opinion, it would have been a lot better if you actually have a way to indeed get the cars that you need. And heck, even the anniversaries, uh, like they give away cars that they can actually buy that with are either like what 10 bucks or $7, and they're sometimes good cars. And I say sometimes good cars for a reason. Um, Without a doubt, it's actually not that bad. I just wish it was a bit better, but then again, it could have been a lot worse. Um, then again, who knows? Probably a great opportunity to actually to get most of these things. Like, but in my opinion, if I if I had to, if most likely if I have my own, say if there was like a DLC that I liked in the Crew 2, um, or what kind of cars I would like the game developers to add to the Crew 2, um, well, I know it's kind of obvious, but at the same time it's kind of not. But I say like the newer Civic Type R from 2018 instead of the stupid 2015 one that a lot of game developers like to use because well, mostly like, but it's a popular car. It's like yeah, we want a popular car, not some car that we actually been getting for the past couple of years. But then again, you can't blame the developers for actually trying the best to get the newer stuff out and giving the old stuff in. Yeah. Basically, when it comes to those things like having um, so yeah. Uh, then again, this is the first ever race game that I've seen that legit every single year is a new update. But then again, the Crew 2 is a little bit different to the fact that it has that it's I'm not kidding when I say this, every single season there's a new update. The summer, oh, here's a new update. Oh, oh wait, it's winter. Here's a new update. And yeah, it's not a bad idea per se, but then again, um, how many people wanted to get another update for a third season? Um, so yeah, that's the Crew 2's new update that's supposed to come out sometime next week, and it's kind of a good thing to the fact that it is, for me, it's spring break, so who knows? Hmm. Okay, so the next topic is the cancellation of the Need for Speed, cancellations of both Need for Speed and Gran Turismo, aka the only games that we ever gotten that is not that we ever going to get that is not a Forza game. I mean, then again, who wouldn't be surprised that a Gran Turismo game will be delayed for another year? But Need for Speed? That's that's actually like that's something that is not even heard of. Like this is the first time I've ever seen a Need for Speed game, um, Need for Speed game being delayed due to the fact that well, Criteria is supposed to be working on Battlefield, but I mean yeah, who knows? Um, oh Jesus Christ, my eye. Um, yeah, but the main thing is the fact that um, literally of all things that can actually happen to, that can literally happen to someone, it can indeed happen to somebody. But then again, who knows? Um, I mean, and again, how many? And again, and this is surprising due to the fact that in terms of the Need for Speed games, all right, let me tell you a history um behind my Need for Speed career. So my first game that I ever bought for as a Need for Speed game was, well, my first ever Need for Speed game was Pro Street, and this was back in 2007. It was really, I say it was not that bad pricing wise. The fact that, well, I ended up getting the PS2 along with two games, so there's that. Along with Need for Speed Pro Street was Juice 2, which was uh, which was a game that you may or may not have heard of. But if you're, if you know the Juice games, Juiced as well as Juice 2 was their flagship games for THQ. At the time, THQ was the one that was handling track games for, I say, off-roading games for both Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and PC. Um, the games themselves are not that bad. The only reason why most people um, prefer games like those is they're because of two things. One, because a lot of people like the way the car is handled, and not cars, the vehicles handled, and you're it. Not to mention, there are monster trucks in the game. Who, in the right mind, does not like monster trucks? But yeah, it was actually pretty cool. Um, but yeah, the best thing, but there are many things that can actually go wrong with delaying the game. First, well, then again, there are a couple things that most likely if there's like a sign that someone is going to be delaying the game, then it's like, okay, so they needed more time to actually get the game actually working instead of like, oh yeah, I just put it out there. Like, put it out there. Don't worry, you're totally not gonna release a backlash from the fans. And guess what happens? They receive backlash from the fans. And it's like, okay, the reason why you guys not doing so well is because literally you guys keep on releasing half games. I mean, then again, I wouldn't know if a game is short due to how due to how many times due to how many times I can actually beat it. And trust me, I wouldn't know. Knowing how I know? It's quite simple. It's because back in 2011, Need for Speed was the thing. I ended up beating it on the day I got it. Keep in mind, back then, it was 2011. Okay, it was Christmas. And this is actually one of my first ever Need for Speed games that came out in that year specifically. So now I'm actually for now I'm actually taking my time playing the game instead of like legit beating it in the first day. I mean, then again, um, there's also I think there's also Gran Turismo 7, which is supposed to come out this year. Unfortunately for us, it's coming out in 2022, which is kind of perfect because by the time the game comes out, I'll be able to actually get the game on my own because well, unless I can actually get a PS5, then that probably would be beneficial. Not to mention, my big brother actually told me to actually get a memory pack so that I want to delete my games every time I want to update my games. But yeah, in terms of like why most people want to let's see, yeah, but in terms of like getting the PS5, I'm gonna wait till it's either available or it's cheaper. Which either or is gonna be a really tough way. It's gonna be a fight to the finish in order to get a PS4, well not PS4, a PS5. My mistake. Uh, well, yeah. It's actually not bad per se. It's just that uh, no, there are so many things that a lot of people will prefer not to do. So, most likely things such as um, so literally such things as having um, goodness. Now, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Actually, oh crap, I got off topic. Say not like well, off topic. I accidentally skip over to the next topic while still talking about the first topic. In terms of the cars I want added, Nissan Tiran ZX, Bolt Z31 Z32, Civic Type R for 2019. Um, it'll be interesting to see a Chevrolet Monte Carlo from the 1980s, to be specific, like the mid to late 80s, as well as the Regal. But I think that's asking too much. I don't know. And oh, speaking of which, you know what I mean? Okay, so when in the world did I got into when how in the world I got into racing games? Well, my brother, due to the fact that figuratively and literally, my brother wanted to figure out what type of games I want to be playing, so it can actually be different from his. Well, essentially, I picked up on one of the games, which is, and I'm not kidding when I say this, racing games. Well, that as well as fighting games and role playing games. And fun fact, um, fun fact, the first time I ever played something other than a racing game was around 2010, when and at that time the PS3 was still a thing and the Xbox 360 was still a thing. Um, and the first time I ever played a game that's not a racing game was Soul Calibur 1. And yeah, not Soul Edge, just the not the original Soul Edge game, but the original Soul Calibur game, which was the one that actually has the first 8-way run, the one that doesn't have any reversal edge, critical edge, or brave edge, or critical finish. Yeah, it has none of those. But it actually was pretty entertaining. And and keep in mind, it was like my first time ever playing a fighting game like that, where legit all the characters have weapons instead of what's that called? Instead of like it's not all bad. It's just that um if anything, most people actually prefer to actually have those things. But that's just me. So yeah, in terms of hmm. And I am brain dead. Okay, yeah, no. This is yeah, yeah. Let me try this again.